And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. So today I want to talk about Sigma males. And this is something that I recently found out over the past few months. And I was gonna talk about my dating life, but I was like, yeah, it's kinda the so-called Sigma male characteristics kind of explains how I am when it comes to dating because I was sitting there thinking like, man, I haven't had a real girlfriend relationship, whatever, since like 2016, 2021. You do the math. And then I haven't really been talking to an actual female in any type of particular manner that way for over a year, if not really longer. And anything in between then has just been kind of frivolous, nothing too serious. So it is what it is. But part of the reason why is because of me, right? It's not like I can't find a girlfriend. It's not like I can't find someone to date. I'm not super attractive, but I'm not ugly either. I'm okay. And I'm a decent guy, right? And I just get annoyed. I just I just want to be bothered. I just want to be left alone. And I can't shake this feeling, and it's not really a feeling. It's really how I've always been, even as a kid, right? Growing up, hormonal times, puberty stuff. We're talking about girls, girls, girls. I always just wanted one girl, right? I just wanted one because I figured one is good enough for me because I know I'll get annoyed easily. Even my ex-wife, when I married her and stuff, part of the reason why I married her because she would annoy me, but it was tolerable. I knew she only could push a certain amount of my buttons, and I can handle enough of her. At the same time, she got on my nerves, but not to an extent where I just wanted to stay far away from her. So my thing it has always been where I get aggravated, but it's just me. It's just who I am, and I get aggravated when someone wants a lot of my time and attention, which also was an issue in my marriage. Like I'm not the one to give a bunch of attention. I will do things that gives you attention, but if you want me to, I'm not the one to sit there and do stuff with you all day, every day. And a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I'm not like that either, but that's bullshit, right? Because a lot of people like to be up underneath each other all day. In a couple's relationship, and that's fine. That's not me. When I say I don't want, I'll give you some attention. I'm talking like an hour, right? A direct hour, and unless we're doing something where we can enjoy it together, but I don't necessarily give you a full required amount of attention. And I work on things, even with like my kids. I work on to make sure I give them attention. But kids are different because as they get older, they already want to do their own thing. And my daughter will come out there and bother me when she gets bored or whatever. She literally will say, "Hey, I'm bored. That's why I'm bothering you." My son will come out there for the same reason or talk about something that happened in this game or whatever. And I'll go in there and bother them. But those are spurts here and there throughout the day and stuff, and nothing too time consuming. And we can sit down and watch a movie together or go to the movies, but that's about it. I mean, yeah, obviously the other things that we do, but we all are still our own individual person. My daughter will be talking to her friends for all day, every day for a couple weeks, and she won't talk to them for a while. My son will do the same thing. Like maybe it's genetic, maybe that's how we are. Maybe I get it from my own mother and father, whoever the case may be. This is where we're at. We're like not necessarily natural loners per se, but more loners than what you're used to in a traditional world or conventional world, where you want to say. People like to hang out, and it's not necessarily just introvertedness, right? I mean that goes along with it, but man, I don't want to be around people sometimes, which is ironic because I do a podcast. But guess what? I talk, and I know I'm engaged in conversation with y'all, but at the same time, I'm not. And I gauge in different things on social media and even on my blog site when people comment and stuff like that, which sometimes I don't even get notifications of those. I gotta do a better job constantly checking the comment section or comments I get on my blog site. But other than that, like I just know I'm not a even my friends, like I'll talk to them for a little bit, but then they won't hear from me for a while. This time last year, I was talking about doing a spiritual journey, and some of my friends didn't think I was that serious. Like, nah, I am, man. I just want to stop talking half the time. That's just who I am. Now I found a video on YouTube that kind of explains what a Sigma male is. I hope the audio works because for some reason the audio setup I had is gone, and I can't remember what I did to have it where I can hear the audio in my headphones and play through, uh, um, so you guys can hear it as well, and my microphone. So shit. Let's see if this works. I just realized this right before I started the podcast and the live stream. And I was like, man, maybe I should turn it off. And I was like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out on the fly. So let's see. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work because I'm on the wrong thing. I'm still on the podcast. Oh God. Oh man, it's one of those days. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't hear. Yeah, there's no audio coming through. Let's see. Damn, I forgot. Huh. So I am doing it right. That's not an issue. Or maybe I just set up this way. Well, we'll just cut my microphone off. And it didn't. All right, well, microphone's still working. Let's see.
Because they are such a private bunch, it takes a while to...
Okay, so now the audio is coming in, but I can't hear it through my headphones. Well, that's reassuring.
So what is a Sigma male?
Now, how do I get it here through my headphones? Oh, look, I have two aggregated devices. Let's try this one. Nope. Of course, that didn't work. I don't know even what happened to it, to the fact that it just went away. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it just went away, but it just went away. And it's not like I deleted something or changed something around either. All right, maybe this will work better. Probably should change the name of it too. Use this device for sound output, blah blah. And let me rename it. That way I don't mess it up again or something like that. And I wonder how I even did it. It makes me feel like makes me feel like, man, did I just come here and change settings, and which I wouldn't have done anyways. Oh, hey, you know what? You know what the problem is? That's my fault because haven't did a podcast in so long, right? Computers, my cell was like, no, guy, what are you doing? Like, we haven't did this in a long time. It's all wrong. And now it seems not to want to update. Let's see. Maybe this will work.
Let's see some characteristics
of a
Mac.
The audio is still coming through. You guys can hear it, but I can't hear it. And I should be able to hear it as well. I might just go ahead and play it. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. Because since you guys can hear it anyways, and I can see the audio levels, I'll just read a caption or something and kind of go along with it. There we go. So it talks about being a Sigma male and stuff.
In simple terms, men who fall under the category of Sigma exist outside the alpha and beta binary classification.
So typically what you hear is an alpha beta male thing right there, where alpha male is the brash vocal leader and stuff like that, and then the beta male is a follower and things that way. Which I don't necessarily agree with all this, but it was interesting to me how some of these characteristics of the Sigma male lined up with me as far as my personality trait, which also makes me wonder, can we actually be divided more in a psychological sense? Definitely not a physical sense, because that is nothing. But in a definite psychological manner, as far as our personality traits, I wonder, can we somewhat be not divided, but placed into certain categories and stuff. But that's also a choice, right? Because it's not like you can't go from alpha to beta to sigma to wherever else there's out there. You could just be where you want to be, but let's, just tell how it is. Majority of people don't want to be a leader. I was talking to my daughter about this the other day. I'm like, I was trying to tell her to be more supportive of her teammates after they got blown out the other week in a soccer game. They got destroyed, and I was trying to tell her to be more supportive because she was, some of the kids were crying. She was sitting there like, oh, okay. And I could tell she wanted to laugh. Cause I know how she is. She just laugh at it in the sense of like, okay, guys, were y'all really crying, huh? And I told her she got to be more supportive. She was like, it's not my job. And I was like, I was supportive, but what do you want me to do? I was like, and I was telling her, like, you got to be a leader. She's like, but I don't want to be a leader. I was like, exactly. And the best leaders are the ones that don't want to be a leader. I was like myself. I never want to be a leader. Yet I always find myself in positions where I end up being a leader. And that's usually the best ones because you know all the negative things that a leader should not do. And you also are not narcissistic enough to be like, oh, look at me, I'm the leader of everybody. So it's almost like I said, the best choice to have is someone that doesn't want it, but respects it enough and will treat the position appropriately. God, I hope that makes sense.
Independent and original with little or no regard to societal perceptions. He is a man
Style
who
of
chooses to
perceptions.
live his life
That's basically
outside of the
me.
normal social dominance hierarchy of society.
And see, like outside of social
reserved,
dominance, I
aloof,
don't think there is no
enigmatic.
hierarchy
Because
dominance,
they are
but
such
we
a
seem to
private
fall in that
bunch,
type of
it takes a
category
while to really
as far
get
as
to know
human
a
beings
sigma.
go.
They prefer a tight, intimate circle of acquaintances over a broad, open
Keep a
one.
small group of friends.
A sigma man speaks little, but wisely. Let's see some
That's
characteristics
interesting
of a
enough
man who
because
falls into
speak little but wisely. Because it's like I do a podcast, so apparently I speak a lot. But actually, like I tell you guys often, I'm just sharing my thoughts because they're stuck in my head, and I don't talk to. I talk to my friends and stuff, but I try to talk about things like this. Not everybody wants to hear this, right? If I put this out there on the internet, I put it out there, then people can choose if and when they want to hear it. So now it was more of a choice as opposed to I'm trying to talk to my friends, have a conversation, and they're not really in the mood to hear that, which makes sense because there's nothing wrong with that. They might not want to hear about what the fuck a Sigma male is or something like that. They might not want to hear about my predictive programming or so-called conspiracy theory. They might not want to hear about, basketball, right? I got my friends, but none of them are actually like that much. I got some that play basketball, but none of them are like that much into basketball in the sense that I am, where I enjoy looking at and analyzing film and stuff, or breaking down plays and doing different things, or breaking down his own defense, stuff like that. Like I can get super geeked out on stuff like that, but not everyone's into that. So with a podcast, it helps me channel a lot of that and get it out of my head. Just get it out of my head so I don't go insane sitting here thinking about all this stuff.
category of sigma. 1. They aren't attention seekers.
They aren't attention seekers.
Sigma males don't
So
seek attention or validation
that's
from
me.
others. When they do get
I'm not an
it,
attention
they don't
seeker.
live for it or thrive on it. They tend to gel into the background and listen and observe rather than be the center of attention.
I had people plenty of times tell me before, it was like, if we were supposed to be at a commander's call, which is like just when the commander wants to talk to people, whether it's our squadron commander, or base commander, or wing commander, wherever the case may be. And sometimes people are like, oh, sorry, Jackson, were you there? I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't see you. I was like, exactly. I was in the back minding my business. Don't worry about where I'm at. I can easily blend in. I'm one of those people where you don't remember if I was there or not, but you feel like I was there, but you really can't confirm because you can't remember me being there. Even if you had talked to me, you still might not remember it. Because I find a way to blend into the crowd. So I'm not noticed. I don't want to stand out from the crowd. But if you pay close enough attention, I stand out from the crowd. But you just, a lot of you guys don't pay attention to details, right? Let's be, it is what it is. A lot of people don't pay attention to details. So I find ways to blend in without actually blending in. Because I know I'm different from the rest of y'all. But y'all don't know that. I'm weird, man. I'm weird. I keep telling people I'm
2.
weird.
They can lead.
But no one gets it. They can lead without
When we
exerting
think of
authority.
leaders, we tend to
Yeah.
think of alpha men.
Basically because
Sigma
you know how to
males also
manipulate
make
people
for
around
excellent
you.
leaders, albeit with a different
I
leadership
often
style.
lead without
They
exerting
prefer
any
to lead by
authority.
example or mutual
Is
communication
that
rather
is
than
that simple?
establishing their dominance or authority. Sigmas will get what needs to be accomplished with a balanced approach to leadership.
I like how
3.
they kind of
They
show
tend to
like
be
these
loners.
tend to be
It should not be
loners,
confused
like they're
with
showing the
Sigma
office
males
scenario stuff.
disliking any social company. Instead, it means they do not often need people to have a good time. On the flip side,
And
they
that's
can
one of
also
the
be
things I started
pleasant
to
and friendly
realize
with the
lately
people
is that I'm my own person, right? When I talk about dating and stuff, I've been by myself for quite a while. Obviously, I talked about do the math. So I don't want to give that up. Like I don't want to give up the fact that I'm by myself. I don't want to give up the fact that my alone time is my alone time. So, of course, I got the single parenting thing going on, right? I got to spend time with the kids and do things. So everything really revolves around them. But when I get time to myself, I don't want to share with another person or have to get the other person's attention. So ideally, it seems like if I was to be with a female, she would have to be a Sigma female as well. Because she would have to literally understand. So if it is such a rare personality type, then the odds of me finding another one is hard. let's let's call it how it is. Like it's gonna be hard because I need someone else to understand that. Hey, yeah, I can hang out with you for a few days in a row, but I might not talk to you for a few days after that. Or if I do, it might just be casual. Something. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah, small talk. Well, in a sense, small talk, but it will lead to more. But it's more of a, I want to say small talk, more filler, right? We can have this deep conversation, and then after a while, like my tank just goes on empty. And like, okay, I don't talk too much. I done said too much for the day, or I done text too much. I'm done. I'm not talking to nobody for another week. And I get like that. And I get like that, man. I just can't help it. I just can't help it. Obviously, unless you want to talk about those things that I'm specifically into, like basketball, video games, sci-fi movies, nerdy stuff like that, or whatever, things I'm genuinely interested in, where I can talk about all the time. But not everybody's like that. It's almost like I need to copy and paste myself, a female version of myself, and bam, it'll be perfect because clearly I enjoy my company better than I enjoy anyone else's company. And that's what I come to realize. So as I talk about dating and I struggle to date and stuff, it's not that I struggle to date, it's just that it's me. I'm the issue. I'm the issue of itself because I enjoy being with myself so much that someone else has to, in order for me to be around them, I have to enjoy being around them more than I enjoy being around myself. And that's not a thing. Not a thing, right? Outside my kids, close friends, family members, stuff like that, I'll enjoy being around them, going for a little while. But when it comes down to it, other than my kids, there's no one else I really enjoy being around more than myself. And let's be honest, every now and then, especially as a parent, we could be honest about it. Hey, our kids get on our nerves, so we won't be around them either. I'm just lucky enough that I told my kids like, hey, man, I didn't know if I was gonna like y'all. And I tell people that, and they're like, "Oh, you can't say that." You no, yes, I can, bro. They might end up with some shitty personalities I don't like. They might be interested in things I don't like. I'm lucky enough, or whatever you want to call it, fortunate enough, fate, destiny, whatever, that both my kids like video games and sports. And they seem to pick up a lot of my personality traits. Because if it wasn't that for the case, I wouldn't want to be around them, right? I wouldn't want to. And they're like, Dad, but they get it, man. They get it. They get it. Cause we're blending well together and stuff. So we are obviously pick up each other's personality traits. But it's like, man, I like y'all. Everybody, you know what? I like you too, guy. We love each other, but you never know. You might be into something I don't like. You know, you got those family members, and even your best friend, who's like you like them, but there's a lot of things you know you don't like about them. Right? There's nothing wrong with that because there's more to a relationship than liking personal interests and stuff like that. And I understand that. But for me, when it comes to dating, I need to be able to enjoy being around you more than I enjoy being around myself. And I enjoy being around myself more. I enjoy being around any female in that intimate manner in a dating relationship perspective. I enjoy hanging out with myself more than I enjoy hanging out with y'all. That's what it comes down to, man. And I can't say it's always been like that, but as I think about it, even as a child, like I pretty much always been like that. I spent a lot of time, growing up by myself. My parents at work, so I had to stay home by myself. Couldn't go outside. Obviously, they're at work and stuff, so stay inside the house. Make sure nobody knows, you're home and blah blah and all that other stuff, and stay safe. And that's just how it is. It still goes on today. You know how parenting goes, right? So it's like, yeah. Then I got used to that. And I have my one best friend, and I still have friends in the neighborhood and stuff like that. But I just found that I really enjoy hanging out with myself, bro. Like I'm my number one favorite person to be around. That's what it comes down to. You tell me who's your favorite person to be around, I'm like, it's me. It's me. And it's not even like a narcissistic thing, but it's really honest and genuine. It's a lot of self-love. I come to realize that I really love being around myself. I make myself laugh. I enjoy my own company. I enjoy doing things with me. Like it's me, and me again, bro. I'm fucking insane. I don't know what's going on, but it's me. I just enjoy being around me. Then when I see stuff that goes on in the media and the news and around the world and stuff, and what goes on with the human species, all it does is reassure to myself how much I enjoy being with myself. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh my god. So me having these thoughts and stuff, and then seeing this personality type Sigma male, I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is a real thing. You guys coined a phrase for it or something. You're saying this is a rare personality breed or whatever that's starting to come up in the human species. Am I Nietzsche? Was the Uberman? The Nietzsche talks about Nietzsche talks about my sister. I think said something like that before. It's like she's just a different person. And it's like, man, I really am. Obviously she didn't say it in a negative way, but she's just like, you just see it. You see the world how you see the world, but no one else can see it that way. And it's like I can't be the only one. I often talk about on this podcast. That's why I say to say. That's why I say the things I say and do the things I and try to get the information out there and spread my thoughts out there because I'm really like I can't be the only one, bro. I can't be the only one. Like if there's almost 8 billion people on this planet, it can't just be me. It's like this gotta be at least another million people just like this, right? And if it is just me, I don't even know what to say then. Then I guess I gotta change the world. I don't need more people like me. I don't need the whole population of the human species to be exactly like me, but I think the world would be better off if there was more people like me. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. I'm just gonna be honest. I think the world would be better off if there was more people like me. Now that sounds narcissistic. I'll give you that one. That definitely sounds egotistical a little bit. But what do you expect me to say? If I say my most favorite person in the world is myself, then that lets you know how highly I think of myself. Oh my god! And my daughter's starting to pick up on some of those traits because she often refers to herself in the third person, and I'm just like, can you please stop doing that? And my son is also starting to come into that personality as well, where it's like, now I'm good. Now I just feel like being by myself. Cause I'll walk into his room and he'll just be not playing the game, not on the headset, talking to his friends, not on the phone with his friend or something like that. And I was like, you all right? He's like, yeah. I was like, was everybody not on the phone or something like that? He's like, yeah, everybody's doing something, but I also don't feel like talking to nobody. I just want to be left alone. I was like, my guy. I knew it was gonna be like that, man. So we the Jacksons are just some odd people, me and my kids, but we're also likable. You would think someone like this would be unlikable. It, I don't understand that part, but whatever.
Like. 4. They are flexible. While alpha or beta males are more rigid when it comes to the personalities and
So
environments they
flexible,
prefer
that
to
makes
be in,
sense. An
sigma males can
environment they
adapt to
prefer
most
to be. Sigma males
circumstances,
can
even
adapt
if
to
they
most
don't enjoy them.
circumstances.
They
Yeah.
can perform well under different
Yeah,
social
you put me in
situations, team
situations, especially, or
compositions, and
yeah,
even
social
outside their comfort
situations.
zones.
I'll be all right. I can blend
5.
in, or I
They are
can be,
themselves
the
regardless
leader
of
of the
who is
pack.
watching. While others may tend to be around other people or show a particular face to society,
Nothing stops me
sigma
from being
males
me,
tend to be
because I can't be
themselves
nothing
regardless of who
other
is
than myself.
around.
See, and even
They
as
will
they
be
talk about
more or less
these
the same
personality traits, to
person
me
when
it makes
alone as they are around other people,
it
making
makes
it a
sense.
remarkable
To me, it
attribute.
makes sense to be this type of way. I keep forgetting I'm talking over audio. To me, it makes sense to be this type of way, right? Yeah, I had to make sure I'm not talking over the audio. I'm watching the stream on my phone since I don't have a second monitor. So I hear the audio, so I know it's coming through, but I gotta stop talking over it. So it's oh man, it's hard to put into words at times because it's like how you wouldn't know what I'm talking about unless you. I mean, yeah, you can get an idea listening to me and the podcast stuff like that, but how often do you run into this type of personality trait or this type of personality? Have you ever even heard of it or came across someone like this? You just usually call them just a loner or just an isolated person and stuff, or usually the term is introverted. I mean, can my other friends be just like this? Possibly. Now that I think about it, they possibly could be the same way. More than likely, they are. But yeah, they're all, all my friends have relationships, right? I'm the only single person. All my close friends, like they're all married. They're either married or in their long-term committed relationship. They have kids, and everybody struggles with, not struggles, but everybody goes through the ups and downs. Marriage is part of it, but I'm the only one that's just like completely single, no female, no, no interaction like that in a sexual manner or intimate, romantic manner. None of that stuff. It's just me. It's just me. Now that's a rarity. That's a rarity. Because when I say stuff like that, I like to tell people that I haven't had sex in so many years. They look at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I know because it makes me laugh that they think something wrong with me. I'm just sitting there like, "Nah, I'm just very picky or selective," and it's like, if I don't want to enjoy your company, you think I want to stick my penis inside you? Like, come on, man. That's how my brain works. And it's like, if I don't feel like being around this woman, and I don't feel like listening to her talk, I don't want to hear her talk about her stories, her life, or anything like that. I don't care how attractive she is in a physical manner. I don't even care if she has some qualities and her personality traits that I like. Do I actually enjoy being around her? Because when you talk about having sex, like, yeah, you could do the act. Everybody likes how it is before and during, but after is reality where you have to deal with. What are you gonna be afterwards? Are you want to stay and cuddle? Do I want you to leave? Do you want to leave? How's it gonna be? Because at the end of the day, I'm okay with whatever what happens. I have no problem going with it. Wherever happens, happens. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, I don't like these what if scenarios. I really want to go into it knowing what's going to happen. So I'd rather be. So when I talk about having sex, I want to have sex with someone that I actually like and want to be around and can see myself, if anything, being friends with. Because no matter what romantic relationship you're in, you gotta have a foundation. The foundation will always be friendship, because that's what our relationships are. When we talk about friendship, we're talking about a choice to be around someone. And that is one of the biggest choices you can make. Then the next step will be, how do you be sexually or romantically and intimately involved with them in a romantic sense? That's the next step. But no matter what, that foundation is set. You guys are friends, meaning I choose to be around you for an extended period of time, almost as if you're my family, but we're not directly blood related, genetically speaking, a direct line. In a sense where I'm not forced to be in the household with you because we got the same parents, right? That's what it comes down to. Our parents, our siblings, your cousins, stuff like that. So that initial choice to have a friend is really huge and important, and we don't really take the time to value that. And see, so when I talk about dating or being around someone, that's what I think of. It's like, hey, do they appreciate how I appreciate this situation? The fact that I even will spend my time by choice to talk to you and hang out with you. That's why I'm really loyal to my friends, because I don't agree with all my friends. I don't agree with what they say. I don't agree with what they do. I don't necessarily agree with their life. And they know this. We all disagree. I think I intentionally hang around people I disagree with just so I can get another perspective that I disagree with to help balance me out at times. Whether I have conversations with them in real life or whether I pretend to have conversations with them in my head using their voice, giving me their perspective, which I know I don't agree with, but at least I can see it from another angle. We all do it, right? I just sound insane because I'm speaking out loud what we all do. I just don't care because I know we all do it. I hope we all do it. I can't say I know. I hope we all do it, because if I'm the only one, then like I said, the world probably needs more people like me. But it's just my friendships, the friends I have close to me, is because I'm loyal to them because they're loyal to me. But I'm loyal to them because they took the time to listen to what I had to say. And they took the time to sit down and give me their attention for a couple hours out of their life. To me, there's nothing more precious than that. Someone taking the time out their fucking life to sit down and share their lives with you, to give up some of their attention to you. That's precious. And we don't seem to really value or appreciate that. And we need to. But at the same time, I want to be left alone.
6. They are good listeners.
Good listeners.
Sigma
Something I
males
just
tend
talked
to be
about.
good listeners
People
as
often
they
tell me
understand
I'm
the
a really
value
good
of silence
listener.
and respect when others speak as a matter of mutual courtesy. They give importance to content rather than the volume, and thus listen well and speak when required. 7. They have an ambiguous morality. Sigma males tend to see right and wrong in complex scenarios. In this regard, they may harbor a sympathetic attitude towards certain people other than judging them outright. It also makes them
I hear people
critical
tell me
thinkers
too
who
that like
analyze
I'm a
all
good
aspects.
listener, and it's like, oh, I can tell you anything because you don't judge me. I was like, well, I'll judge you for? Who the fuck am I to judge you? Now I might criticize something that you do, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're a horrible person. I'm like, I just try to see it from your perspective, because I don't know what I would do in that situation. Even if I think I know what I might do, doesn't mean I actually would do it. Emotions get involved and stuff like that. So, but once again, I don't think of this as a personality trait. To me, it just makes sense. Why would you do something like that? To me, it makes sense that why would you not be a critical thinker? Why would you not analyze different things? Why would you not pay attention to all those details? How can you make a decision if you're not really thinking about what you're doing and analyzing it? We talk about all the things going on in the world, your COVID and all this other stuff, and what comes down to me is that think about what you guys, what you're doing. Think about what's going on. Read, analyze the data yourself. Like, come up with your own opinion. To me, that makes the most sense, because if I can't trust no one, if anything, I want to at least feel like I could probably trust myself. Do I trust myself? No. But I have a 99.99999% probability of trusting myself than I do anyone else. Because at the end of the day, If I know who's going to do something in their life, it's probably me. I probably know what I'm going to do best. And I probably know what I'm going to do in most situations better than anyone else. So if I was to trust someone, I'm going to trust myself. Because outside of that, who can I trust? Right? So with that mindset, of course, I'm going to analyze and be uh, uh, critical of situations and critical think my way through situations.
Of the issue before passing judgment on it. 8. They have rusty social skills. Sigma males
I
can
like this
come off
part.
as a
They have some rusty social skills. I often tell my friends like, "Hey, I'm awkward." I was like, "I don't think you guys realize that I'm actually awkward. Like, I struggle with social settings and stuff like that." And they're like, "No, you don't. You're funny." So I was like, "Exactly. I'm funny. That's why I'm funny because that's the only way I can handle these situations. I have to make jokes all the time because I can't handle these social situations. I don't know what to say half the time. I don't know how to react emotionally. I lack facial expressions. So I really struggle in social settings. I really do. Over the years, I gotten better at it. So it seems like I fit in like a normal human being, but I'm still odd. I'm still awkward. I still will say something that's just off the wall. And I come to embrace that. I guess I pretty much always did. Now I know that I'm awkward, so now I embrace the awkward moments and just laugh at it even more. Almost in a sense where I look for awkward moments in the conversation. I look to say something awkward to you just so I can laugh at it later or laugh at it while I'm saying something awkward to you or saying something to you that makes the whole, the setting of the social situation awkward. That's just me. That's just who I am. I don't know how to handle these things. I've learned over the years since I was a kid, how to, I don't want to say fit in, but, just, it's not fitting in. We're humans. So we're social creatures. So you got to have social skills. I tell my kids one of the reasons why I want them in school, in public school, or yeah, in school with other kids stuff, so they can understand social environments and how to navigate those and navigate those social situations. Because even them, they say weird. My son is completely goofy. My daughter's goofy. I'm goofy. My daughter just realized the other day, she's like, "Dad, I just realized how goofy you are." I was like, "I've been told y'all that. You just don't realize it." But I actually am. I'm really goofy. I'm goofy and I'm awkward and I'm weird. You know what's the difference between someone that's awkwardly weird and someone that's cool? Confidence. When you're awkwardly weird and you don't you lack the self confidence, you show that you're awkwardly weird. That you don't know how to, people are like, yeah, they're weird. I don't know, I don't get them. I am literally just as weird as a lot of these people that you might think of as being weird, right? Video games, nerd, anime, sci-fi movie stuff. Oh, but he can play sports. Oh, he likes sports. Oh, he can do this. Oh, he doesn't date. He doesn't have no girlfriend. What's wrong? Is he odd? It was like, is he gay? Does he like dudes? What's going on with him? Oh, he's just by himself. That's weird. But because I have the confidence in myself and I have the posture and I show the physical dominance and the I would say the energy or I give off the presence of that confident energy. I'm no longer weird. Now I'm cool. But I'm actually just weird. I just have confidence, so that's what makes me cool. It's that simple, man. Think about all the cool people that you know. They're like, oh look, they do their own thing. They don't care what anyone says. They're probably just sigmas. They're probably just socially awkward, weird people, but they just said, fuck it. I am who I am. And I'm gonna hold it with pride, self-pride, and self-confidence. This is who I am. And that's what makes them cool. Those are your so-called trendsetters, right? I guess. I don't even know. I don't even really like that term either, trendsetters. Whatever.
abrasive or uninterested since they rarely have emotional reactions and are direct while communicating.
That's it.
While some may see this as rude,
no emotional
it's a
reactions.
consequence of them being good listeners. They do not disguise their intent with flowery language or flattery. 9. They can fit into friend groups but do not rely on them. Sigma males are flexible, making it easy for them to fit into different social groups and get along with people. However, it does not mean they are dependent on social groups or friends. They are
Definitely
content
don't
and
depend
happy
on
on
it.
their own and stay the same, irrespective of their social circle. 10. They decide their future. While alphas
I don't,
thrive
you
in a
know, I don't
high-functioning
get this. They
environment and
decide their
beat
future. Doesn't everybody decide their future? I would hope so. I mean, it's your life. You know what? Not everybody does. Shit. If this past year hasn't proven anything, there's a lot of betas. You might be a beta yourself. Hey, to each their own. If you're okay with that, you're okay with following and stuff. I mean, we're in a sense we're all followers, but we all should be leaders as well. Everyone's a potential leader. Everyone's a potential follower. I follow people. Well, I give off the presence that I'm following them, but in reality, I was gonna do this anyways. So it's not me following you; it's me walking along beside you. And then there's times where yeah, I'll follow. Like I'll follow. Like if I'm playing a game or something like that, and it's online, obviously that's mostly what I do. And and it's competitive, and someone would be like, "Oh, go this way, go this like." Okay, I'm playing Apex Legends, and someone pings like, "Oh, go this way." And I'm sitting there thinking, "That's a stupid idea. I'm not going that way." Now I'm like, you know what? I will follow you. I'll follow you, but I'm that follower where I'll follow you. I'll follow you, and I think it's a stupid idea, and I'll follow you right off the cliff. But guess what? I'll watch you go first. That's me, bro. That's me. And then when you fall, I'll be like, I just want the satisfaction to myself to be like, I knew this was a bad fucking idea. But I want you to know how bad of a fucking idea this was. So in essence, when I do follow, it's because I think it's a bad idea. But I just wanted to play out so I could be like, ha ha ha, I told you so. But I won't do it to you. I'll just keep it to myself. Maybe, depending on how petty I feel like being. Because sometimes I am petty. So depending on how petty I feel like being. And some of my friends know that too. And they're like, and they did something and then they'll come back to me and they're like, you already knew I was going to do this. You knew it was going to turn out bad. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I knew it. But, hey, you wanted to do it. So who am I to stop you? Right? I'll go along with it. And I'll be there to help you. Like I said, I'll watch you fall off a cliff. But I know that cliff isn't that far. I know it might be like maybe 6-7 feet down. You'll be all right, bro. And maybe a little pain might, click something in your brain for the next time. And don't worry, I'll reach down with my hand extended and help you up as I laugh at you. Because me, if I'm leading and I mess it all up, guess what? I'll put it all on my shoulders. Hey, I fucked it up. My bad. But none of y'all else want to make a decision. So now what? You shouldn't have followed me. That's your fault. You're an idiot. That's just who I am. But apparently, once again, this is a Sigma male thing. I think what takes away from me is that fact that I feel like I'm losing a sense of my own individuality. That even me being the person that I am, the individual I am, and the personality trait, it still can be aligned with some other people on the planet, which makes sense mathematically speaking. If there's 8 billion people, how much of a variety of the species can you actually think we can have? Isn't there like a literal mathematical amount? That's why you have things like doppelgangers, because there's only so many variety that we can have in the human species. Eventually, that it will repeat itself. Huh? Almost like reincarnation when you think about it too. Oh, did I steal that from a movie? Oh, I did. I stole it from Jupiter. Jupiter's Rising. Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter Ascending. Something like that. Good concept of movie. Wasn't that good though, but it's still a good concept.
Do well in a passive, low-stress environment. Sigma males succeed or fail on their terms. They know they are responsible for their fates, and aren't as bound by their society or environment. They hold themselves accountable for their actions and consequences. 11. They tend to have small but close social circles. Sigma males don't feel the need to have big friend circles or impress crowds of people. Instead, they prefer to have a closer circle of friends they can trust and share the same wavelength. It may come off as antisocial but are not. 12. They are self-sufficient. Sigma males value independence more than anything and will do their best to be completely self-sufficient in all aspects of life. They do not want to rely on anyone for the
Even the
basics in
whole
life.
self-sufficient thing, like financially speaking, I do my best. That's why I talk often about the cryptocurrency and investing in and stuff like that, because if you can do it on your own, then do it on your own. Why would you need someone else around? That's why I don't want to make millions and millions of dollars, because that'll, after a while, it'll get a little bit hard to keep track of all that. And I don't want an accountant. That's why I went to school for accounting, because I don't trust nobody. Like, it's a hard thing for me to do, to trust someone with a bunch of money, like millions of dollars. And that might be something that has to come into play later on as well. But yeah, I guess that's why we also have money. It allows us to trust each other when we know we wouldn't trust each other.
And build their competencies to lead an independent existence. 13. They aren't afraid to take risks. Sigmas rarely take the beaten path.
Let's just, for those who are watching on the video version, those on the audio version, I'll explain to you. I ain't gonna lie, man. They made sure they found some attractive, cool looking dudes, bro. they found the right dudes to kind of give off that. You could tell even in their accessories and in the social settings that they're in, and you know, they're in a business attire, right? They look like they're in a CEO, or not CEO, but in a Fortune 500 company, office building. But they're like, I'm not wearing no tie. I'll wear a sport coat and button it up. But guess what? I'm not even gonna button up to the top either. And it's like, that's something I would do. Because I'm like, oh, I know your rules. I know what the rest of y'all think is appropriate. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. This is what I'm going to do. And no one says anything, because it's like, well, hey, it's the way you give yourself. That's what I always say. What's that saying you hear? The clothes don't make the man makes the clothes. That's a literal statement. Like, it's how you carry yourself. I was telling this to my son, like, look, being a man and stuff like that. Like, I was like, look at me. I was like, I'm intimidating to you, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, how is that? I'm a little guy. I was like, even to people my height and males, men my age and stuff, they can be bigger, look strong and everything, but yet I am still intimidating because of the way I carry myself. My father's the same way. You can be intimidating, but you're a little guy. Or we're little guys, man. We're not that big, but you're going to feel our presence. You're going to know who I am. And you're going to leave me alone.
Do not deviate from established career and life paths. They dislike social structures and cages and like to break out and do their own thing. Also, they accept the risks associated with such a decision. 14. They are self-aware.
Okay, that's
this
creepy.
Can be true about
I don't even remember that. I'm pretty sure I watched all of that. That's creepy. They are self-aware. So me being aware of who I am, and then seeing this video, say that they are self-aware, I don't like the fact that they have a name for my type of personality. I don't like this. And paying attention to these different traits, you can see why I don't like it.
Males, it often manifests both ways. They know the good qualities and also their flaws.
It's fully loaded, so I don't know why it's just gonna start skipping. Cool.
With their social adaptability and
let me go back a little bit, because I don't like that. It's just
15.
The video just stopped.
They have the potential to be alpha. With their social adaptability and flexibility,
they have the potential to be alpha.
A Sigma man can also be an alpha male. Sigma males' leadership skills and independence play to their strengths and comfort zone.
Everyone has potential to be alpha, but not everybody wants to be alpha. Some alphas are annoying. But I thought that was interesting because the video was uploaded on June 12th of this year. So it's not like and then Wise Thinker just kind of went insane with a whole bunch of videos like that. But I don't know. And I seen others, I don't know, other videos, or I read different things. And so it's kind of this thing amongst psychologists that's kind of been catching on, where it's this whole Sigma thing. And it makes me wonder, when I go back when I was talking about Nietzsche, and he's talking about the Uberman, it was kind of along the line of a Sigma male or a Sigma. And it makes you wonder, is this the evolution of the species? Because I talked about the evolution of the species, referring to what was it? I forget what the show is on, Guy Network, Initiation, something like that. But it's with Matthias De Stefano, and he talks about one of those indigo children where they remember all their past lives, stuff like that, and different species and different things they've been as a human being, or their, I guess, existence, or what you want to say. But they talk about, what type of species are we going to be? Are we going to be a high mind collective species where we follow the rule of one person or a group of people and we go with what they say and everyone else falls in line? Right? Are we going to be completely independent species? Which I assume, or I want to assume, which I heard was more like the Lemurians, where you just want to kind of be, we all do our own thing independently, but at the same time, it all coincides together what the species needs to do. Like we all just know what to do. So hive mind, like bees or ants, or we all do our own thing separately, but still work together. Because for a while we was, as small population of the species, we were probably all running around being controlled by a small group of people, humans in the species and stuff. And then they kind of faded into the background, and then we all kind of looked like we were doing, or no, not look like we're doing our own thing, but we all kind of branched off to follow other little small collective groups, and we think we're doing, we think we're doing our own thing, but we're not really doing our own thing, and we actually haven't really, as a species, really been fully independent. That's why America is such a big deal in the sense of around the world these past couple hundred years that America has been existed, because the idea of people being free to choose to do what they want in their own individual lives has not really been attempted so much in the species. And you see that we're trying to do that, but we haven't actually done it yet, because those that want to pull the strings from behind the curtain and control the world and manipulate the world rather, they wish they could control everything, but they can't because of free will. So it's kind of annoying. And it's like, how do we evolve as a species? Because we see that this whole collectiveness does not really work because people can't be trusted, right? People get power hungry. There's a lot of fake betas out there, or it's not fake betas. There's a lot of fake alphas out there that are betas, but acting like they're powerful and stuff like that, but they don't even know. And then the true alphas are scattered about. But then you have the rise of a personality type, which you want to call Sigma, who's like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'll be my own person. Hey, how do you want to live your life? The way I feel like living my life. Leave me alone. Hey, I think this makes sense, but you can go ahead and do this other thing. Right? If I think this type of family structure, this type of lifestyle makes sense for me and my offspring, that's my own opinion. Now, if you want to go do that, you do that. If you don't want to do that, you do not do that either. Fine with me, but we still need to be able to work together on certain things, and that's it. That's how I see it as. That's how I hope the species evolves into, where we all do our own little thing, but we can still work together because there's certain things that we can all agree upon. What they always say, the golden rule is treat others how you want to be treated. So even though I don't agree with you, that's just like I don't agree with myself most of the time, just like I don't agree with my friends and family members most of the time, doesn't mean I still can't go along with you. Yeah, still can't. Still doesn't mean I can't coincide and live with you. Hey, you're a racist person. You don't like so-called black people. You don't like my skin tone or whatever. You hate me. Oh, that's fine. But hey, we're at work. You do your job, and I'll do my job. I get paid. You get paid. You go home and be the hating person all you want to be. You can still hate me at work. It doesn't matter. Just leave me alone. I don't care what your lifestyle is. I don't care what you want to do in your bedroom. I don't care how you want to live your life. So it's not necessarily about a Sigma mindset, whether male or female, but it's more as if, to me, it's more of the evolution of the species, because this one thing hasn't been working, and we can't be too independent that we don't care about each other. We need to find a balance where, hey, we're independent, but we can still come together every now and then to work on things to further evolve the species. And because, I don't know, we're all stuck on this fucking planet. We're all stuck here. I don't care if Jeff Bezos and what is it, Richard Branson, whatever his name is. I don't care if they think they're trying to go into space. Imagine flying up high into the atmosphere and be like, oh, I reached the edge of space. Oh, yeah, because the edge of space is a literal boundary line, right? Like it's a physical thing. They're just making up stuff. How you hit the edge of space and then you go into space? Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I don't even want to go on that. I can spend a whole 30 minutes or an hour talking about that in itself. But as far as we know, we're stuck here, right? We're stuck here. So things that sort of make sense, like, hey, oh, global warming, climate change, you don't need to tell me all that. It makes sense for me to not pollute the planet. I don't need you to fear me into that I'm killing off the planet or some stupid shit like that. Like, no, I get it. I'm not going to pollute the planet. I'm going to do my best to recycle and things like that. I'm going to put myself in the recycle bin. Hopefully, the rest of you humans that are doing the recycle stuff and you got these things set up, hopefully you actually recycle it. I don't know that for sure or not, but hey, y'all got it set up. This is what I'm going to go along with. But that's my thing. Like, we can all do our own thing, but still come together on certain issues. I don't like the concept of money, but I can see how it works, and I can see the benefits. I can also see the cons of it. I can also see that, I don't want digital money, but I can see the benefits of it. And it's like, okay, we're going this way. Well, let's be honest about all this, and let's really sit down and try to figure out how we're going to do this. Not, certain people from behind the scenes trying to control and manipulate everything. So, is a Sigma male or a Sigma female, is that personality trait really something that seems rare? Or are we starting to witness the evolution of the species? Are we all not Sigmas? Because if one could be a Sigma and another one could be an Alpha and another one could be a Beta, well, isn't it all just perspectives that you can pick and choose to be throughout your life? And if you've ever been an Alpha and then you decide to be a Beta, or you were a Beta and became an Alpha, well, doesn't that just make you a Sigma anyways? Don't we all already do this? So they're just throwing out names to really understand what's going on in the species. And I bet you didn't think I was going that way with this. But that's what it's about. What is taking place in the species? How are we evolving in this latest iteration of the human species? Like, how are we, did I say that word? Iteration? Whatever. How are we evolving? What's going to happen next? What are we going to be about? What goes on as the world continues on planet Earth? Tune in to the next episode, because we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Well, at least some of us don't. Maybe somebody sitting there with a quantum computer like the NSA or something like that, somewhere in the black side of the government. Maybe they can predict what's going on. But the rest of us, we just trying to figure out what's going on. Some of us want to be a complete beta and follow alphas. And look at me. Because this past year, you see a lot of people saying, oh, look at me. I follow the rules. And my first thought is, I don't follow rules. I want to know what your rules are, and I'll pick and choose which ones I'll follow and which ones I won't. I always do that. I always do that. Even in every work situation I've been at. I'm always like, okay, these are the rules, these are the rules. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'll sit there and be like, okay, don't break it. And I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm going to be me. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that rule. I'm going to do something different. All right. Because what does the saying go? Rules are made to be broken? Of course they are. Of course, rules are made to be broken because not all rules are legitimate. Not all rules make the most logical sense or the most emotional sense. You can't figure out where to go next unless someone, figure out what to do next. Unless someone says, hey, you know what? I heard we got this rule, we got this law, where are we supposed to follow? This is stupid. Why are we doing this? Right? Why are we doing this? It's funny because it's okay to be progressive now, in the sense of, oh, look, I'm all for marriage or whatever amongst different sexes or the same sex. Excuse me. I'm all for that, or I'm all for, oh, look, you can do this and you can do that, and it's like, oh, yay, look, you're so cool because you're now fitting in with the trend that it's cool to be progressive. And look how, man, nobody cares about what you got going on. Nobody cares about your personal opinion. I don't care. Okay, can we get this job done or not? Can we figure out what we're doing in this social setting? Because when you go home, you go home. You can have your Ku Klux Klan hat in your closet. That's cool. You can go play dress up out in the woods and stuff, right? You can go do wherever you want. All your Hollywood elites and stuff, they can go play occultic story games and Illuminati games out in the woods somewhere. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is, hey, when you try to affect a bunch of people with your rhetoric. And I'm not talking about in the sense of, oh, let me be honest and share my opinion. I'm talking about, oh, no, let me be manipulative. So we have to figure out as a species, do we want to be independent and evolve together, but independently as an individual at the same time? Or do we want to, just play alpha beta and just follow a bunch of assholes? Because that's what we're doing right now, right? CNN, CDC, WHO, United States government, following a bunch of assholes, bro. That's what we're doing, man. No matter who your president is, we're following a bunch of assholes, right? No matter who I voted for. I wanted Trump because I wanted someone, because economics, business deals, because things that I knew he was a part of, as far as the IMF deal and XRP and cryptocurrency. Really, what I want is the abolishment of the government, because I have yet to see the benefits of the government. And I'm not, and people would be like, monetary things. So that's not a benefit of the government. That's them taking money from other people and redistributing it. Oh man, but yeah, we gotta figure out what we're doing with the species and how we're gonna evolve. And I don't know if we need to do it quickly because this whole 2030 thing keeps popping up and stuff. So I don't know what's supposed to happen there. I heard things I talked about before. This is where it gets weird, but this whole Galactic Federation, in order for us to get into it, we got to figure out what type of species we're going to be so we can work amongst all the other species, which makes the most sense because look at what we do. If there are other intelligent species out there and they see us, their first thought had to be, man, we're not fucking with those guys. They don't know what they're doing over there. I wouldn't mess with us. Can you imagine being a whole nother intelligent species and then seeing human beings and be like, oh yeah, I guess we can have them come to the negotiating table so we can bring them in. But it's like, man, these people ain't know what space is. And I'm not paying them no attention. I can't blame nobody. I mean, it might be a benevolent species that might look at us and say, hey, yeah, these guys look like they're trying. Give them an A for effort because they're trying, but or E, excellent effort because they're trying, but I don't know. But there's something that that needs to be taking place by 2030. Because there's a reason why United Nations outlined their 17 goals by 2030. It's funny that it's number 17. We're gonna break down some numerology. I'm still learning myself, so before I want to have at least a basic knowledge, a basic understanding before I come out and say something about it. Which apparently, what I just said is one of the characteristics of being a Sigma male. Man, I'm done with this shit, bro. Hopefully, I'll be back on tomorrow. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But until next time.